Hello everyone. So welcome back to another lesson. Now this is going to be a lesson for Thursday. That's 9th of April. Yesterday we were studying about the area of parallelograms and a square. I hope you have not forgotten that. So all what's important is memorizing the formula for area of a square and area of a parallelogram. And you have to keep writing the formulas anytime you start before you start solving the question, because sometimes even writing the formula can also save you if you have an exam, and of course that will carry marks too. So before I finished yesterday's lesson, I told you to do question number 7 and 8 on this page, and in the homework page 3 questions. So before we start the next part of the lesson, which is going to be a bit different from what we learned yesterday. So before we start that, let's check the homework for today. Whether how many of you have done the homework? Yes, I saw on Edmodo some of you had messaged me the sent me the homework. So anyways, you have to cross check too whether you are getting the right answer or not also. So let's check. Find the area of parallelogram. Now you have to be clear between the areas. All what you can do is take a sticky note, write the formulas which we are learning, so that it will be easy for you if you have to learn. Okay, so first write the area. Area is equal to, it was BH, means base multiplied by the height. So the next one was A equals, what's the base? Base means the down part, that's 9.1 multiplied by 6.4. So 9.1 multiplied by 6.4. You girls know how to multiply decimals now. I don't need to be showing that. So if you multiply 9.1 by 6.4, it's going to give you 58.24. I hope you have not used the calculator, rather you have to use the correct way of multiplying. So your answer has to be 58.24 square meters, or meters squared, up to you. Okay, but this symbol is very important. Now how do we get this one? Look at the picture. Look at the figure, it's given in meters. So because we are multiplying 2 meters, that's why they say it as a square meter. Okay, so let's go on to question number 8. So again, that's a parallelogram, it's not a square from any angle. So that's going to be A is equal to base multiplied by the height. So the area is going to be, base is 21 multiplied by 8, which is the height. Height is the standing height. So that's going to be A is equal to 8 multiplied by 21 is going to give you 168. So your answer has to be 168 square feet. Now if what do you call, I forgot that. Okay, if this amount is not given, if this unit, exactly, okay, if this unit is not given, you have to write the unit by yourself. Do not skip the unit, because if you have, in case if you have an exam or a quiz, even these units will carry marks. So how do you find the units? I'll explain you again. Look at the figure, it's in feet. So because we are multiplying both of them with feet, you will write it as square feet. Feet and just the power of 2 up. That's all. Okay, so the other questions were question number 2, 4, and 5 from the homework page. So it's similar, that you have to of course start by writing the area. So that's going to be area is equal to base multiplied by height. So the base is 7, the down one, and the height which is standing is 5. So the area is going to be 35. Now okay, here also they have given you the unit, so you need to write it as 35 square centimeter. Why? Both of them are centimeters, so we write the square. So that's going to be square centimeter. Okay, now this question was a little bit difficult. It was not difficult, it was just the steps. You need to follow the steps, that's all. Before I do question number 4, let me do question number 5, because it's a bit easier. So here they are telling it's a square and the side is 35. So you can imagine it's a square, one of the side is 35, so all the sides of a square is going to be 35. So the area of a square is s multiplied by s, or s square. Yesterday also I told you, in the keyboard I don't have the option of writing the power of 2. Okay, if you have, do let me know, because I don't know. Fine. So that's going to be A is equal to 35 multiplied by 35. So the area is going to be, how much is 35 multiplied by 35? Did you use your calculator to get it? I hope not. The 35 multiplied by 35 is going to give you 1225. Now here the unit is not given, so we have to be writing the unit. That's going to be a centimeter square here on top, but I cannot put the 2 because as you girls know, I cannot access the square there, so I'm using this here. Okay, this also means to the power of 2. So centimeter square, which you have to write it up small, but because I cannot do it on the keyboard, I'm writing it this way. So that's going to be a centimeter square. I forgot to write the answer here. So that's going to be 1225. 35 multiplied by 35 is 1225. Okay, now this has got to be a bit longer one. Okay, because you have to of course start by writing the formula. Here I'm not writing the formula because I need space enough to do it. So I think I better show you this on a, okay, I will show this on a whiteboard for you because you will know the steps. You will better understand the steps if I write and show you. Okay, so the area was, we have to find the area, right? Please don't mind the handwriting. Okay, so the area is base multiplied by height, which I'm not writing, but they have given you the base is 4/3/10. See how difficult it is to write using the cursor. Okay, it's going to be 4 multiplied by 4/3/10 multiplied by 2 1/10, which is the height. So 2 1 2 1/10. So we have to write it 1/10. Okay, now here you are going to be multiplying two mixed numbers, which you cannot do it directly. You cannot just say 4 multiplied by 2 is 8, 3 1 is 3, and 10 is 100. You cannot do that. Now if you do that, see this, 4 2s are 8, okay, 3 1s are 3, over 10 multiplied 10 is 100. Now if you have done this, this is completely wrong. You cannot multiply mixed numbers in this way. There is a proper way to do it. We have to change this into an improper fraction. How do you change that into an improper fraction? You multiply this, the 10 fours are 40 plus 3. So that's going to give you 43 over 10. 43 over 10 multiplied by, again we need to change that into a fraction, improper fraction too. So that's going to give you 10 twos are 20. 20 plus 1 is going to give you 21 over 10. Okay, now we need to be multiplying them both. If you can simplify, well and fine, we can simplify. But if you cannot, if you simplify this, you will get the answer in points, in decimals. So let's multiply 43 by 21. 43 multiplied by 21 is going to give you 903. Okay, use the correct way of multiplying. 10 multiplied by 10 is going to give you 100. Now of course you cannot leave your answer like this, 903 over 100. We need to change it into a proper fraction. We have to change that into a mixed number. So we are going to divide 903 by 100. So 903 divided by 100 will give me 9. 9 100s are 900. So when you subtract, you will get the answer as remainder is going to be 3. Okay, so how are you going to write this as a mixed number now? Of course, we take the area is equal to, we take the quotient as the whole number, so that's going to be a 9, and the remainder as the numerator, and the denominator will be 100. So your answer, that's the area of that parallelogram, is going to be 9/3/100. Say the difference of multiplying that way and multiplying this way. This is the correct answer, whereas this is the wrong answer. So you cannot multiply improper fractions directly like that. You have to change them to improper and then change it back to proper fractions. Then you will get the answer. So this is the answer for question number 4 in your homework book. Okay. So this is going to be question number 4. Answer is 9/3/100. So let's move on to today's lesson. We will finish the remaining part of our lesson. Okay. Now, what's the difference between what we did yesterday and what we are going to do today is, yesterday they said find the area of the parallelogram and the square. So simply we wrote the formula, we put the base and multiplied by the height, or side multiplied by the side. Here it's kind of different because they have asked us to find the unknown measurement for the parallelogram, which means they have given us the area and they have given us the base. We have to find the height. So this is going to be your lesson for today. So either they will give you the base or they will give you the height, and they will of course give you the area. You have to find out the missing number, the missing measurement. So let me start with question number 6 because I don't want to confuse you with question number 5. So let me start with question number 6. Okay, here they have given area is equal to 32 square yards. Okay, so first start by writing the formula. A is equal to BH. Okay, so what's the area given to be? It's given to be 32. Okay, now here they are asking the height. You can see the question mark, you have to find the height. So what's the base? It's 4 multiplied by height, which we don't know. So we leave it as 4 multiplied by h. Now, remember when we are solving equations in chapter 9, hope you have not forgotten, we were doing the opposite to find the unknown value. For example, if it is multiply, we were doing the opposite. We were doing divide to find the missing number. So the same theory applies here also. So to find h, you have to divide, because it's 4 multiplied by h, you have to divide 32 by 4 to get the answer for h. So 32 divided by 4 is going to give you 8. Or simple as that, you can see 4 multiplied by what gives you 32? 8. So this is the proper way of doing it. This way I'm showing so that you can do anything using this way. 4 multiplied by 8 is 32, or 32 divided by 4 is 8. So the height is going to be 8 yards. This is going to be a lesson for today. Easy? Okay. So before we go on, let's do question number 5. So as usual, write down the formula. A is equal to BH because it's a parallelogram. So what's the area given to you? It's given to be 11, equals, the base is going to be 5.5 now. 5.5 multiplied by h. That's going to be that. So again, I will have to use the other screen. So let me do that for you. Okay, so the question is area. Oh my god. Okay. Question is area is equal to BH, which means the area given to us was, what was the area? It was 11. So 11 multiply equals, the base given to us was 5.5. So 5.5. If you want to keep it in decimals also, it's fine, no problem at all. Multiplied by h. Okay, so 5.5 multiplied by h. So here again it's multiply, which means we have to divide. So how are you going to divide 11 divided? Okay, so your question is going to be 11 divided by, God, why is it troubling so much? Okay, so that's going to be 11 divided by 5.5. Okay, now as usual, if there is no number here means that's going to be over 1. But the problem here is, we cannot divide fractions. So we have to do KCF, keep it, change it, and flip it. Now, to do that, what we have to do is, okay, so all what you're going to do is you have to put the number here, that's going to be a 1. So first let's change this to an improper fraction. So as the one we did previously, it's going to be 2 5s are 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. So what is the next step going to be? That's going to be 11 over 1. Okay, that's going to be 11. Writing 1 is a big problem. Okay, 11 over 1 divided by 2 5s are 10, 10 plus 1 is 11, so that's going to be again 11 over 12. Now as usual, we cannot divide in fractions, so let's flip it. So how are you going to flip it? You will keep it 11 over 1, keep it, change the sign, and flip it. So 2 over 11. So that's going to be 2 11s are 22, right? Or you can even cancel them. 11 11 gets cancelled. So that will be 2 over 1, which is equal to 2. If you don't want cancelling, but that's the best way of doing it. 11 and 11 will get cancelled. If you don't want to cancel it, that's going to be 22 over 11. 1 11s are 11, which is going to be 2. So 22 divided by 11 is going to give you 2. So the answer for this question, which we were doing, is going to be 2 yards. You found out how you did it, so this is how you do it. Okay, that's how, because I wanted to show, because many of you will skip, I know, thinking it's difficult. You will skip these kinds of questions. I don't want you to skip it because it's nothing difficult. It's just doing what you have learned, that's all. Okay, so this is how you do. So can we move on to the next question? Let's do this question. Question number 9. Okay, so this is going to be a very easy one. 1 minute. Your time starts now. Finish it fast. Question number 9. Okay, done. Let's find out the answer. Always start by writing the formula. So A is going, this is a square. So square means it's going to be S multiplied by S, right? Or S to the power of 2. So area, which is given to be, the side is given to be 15 multiplied by 15. So how much is 15 multiplied by 15? That's going to be giving, you must be getting 225. Now as again they did not give us the unit, so we have to be writing that square feet. Now you don't use this part, but you have to be writing up to. Okay, so this is going to be 225 feet square. Okay, let's solve question number 10. No, you will solve it by yourself. So 1 minute more, start solving quickly. It's a very easy one. Okay, done. I think this you must have got the answer right. It's not a difficult one at all. Okay, so the area is given to be 32. So that's going to be you start by writing the formula. I am not writing here, but you must. Okay, so area is equal to B multiplied by H, right? So they did not give us the base, but rather they gave us the height. So which means in place of H, we will write 8. So again, it's the opposite of inverse operations. This is multiply. So to find what's the number for B, we divide it. So 32 divided by 8 will give you 4, or even you can simply see B is something number multiplied by 8. So what number multiplied by 8 gives you 32? So 4 multiplied by 8 gives you 32. We are forgetting something, the unit. You should never forget the unit because that's a very important one. Okay, now I will not confuse you more with these kinds of fractions. Let's move on to question number 12. So question number 12, also you girls can do it. I know it's not a difficult one, but let's do it together. So start by writing the formula. That's going to be A is equal to BH, or B multiplied by H. So the area is given to be 121, which is equal to base is 11. We don't know the height, what the height is. So 11 multiplied by what gives you 121, or 121 divided by 11 gives you what? That's the question. H is equal to 121 divided by 11. So what is that going to be? 11, what gives you 121? 11, what gives you 11? 11s are 121. So height is also going to be 11 millimeter. Okay, so it's also going to be 11 millimeter. Okay, now let's move on to your favorite problem solving applications or problem solving. It's easy, it's not difficult this time. Okay, Jane's backyard is shaped like a parallelogram. Oh, wow, I've never seen a garden like this. Fine. So backyard is shaped like a parallelogram. The base of the parallelogram is 90 feet. So the base is 90. The height is 25. What is the area of Jane's backyard? Easy, right? So how are you going to do? All you have to write is area is equal to BH. The next step you're going to write A equals 90 multiplied by 25. So I'm giving you 1 minute. Find out what's 90 multiplied by 25. It's in fact mental math. You don't even need to write and do it. Okay, so how much is 90 multiplied by 25? You should have got 2,250. The unit is in feet, so it's going to be square feet. Okay, now how did you do it mentally? Just multiply 9 with 25. You will get 225 and add the 10 which is there. So it's 2,250 square feet. Okay, so let's try to do this question here. Number 16. The base of a parallelogram is 2 times the parallelogram's height. So the base, I cannot draw a picture here, so I'll go back to the screen which I showed you before. That's going to be, the question is the base of a parallelogram. First let's draw a parallelogram. So a parallelogram looks like that. Okay, the base, now they're talking about the down part. The base of the parallelograms is 2 times the parallelogram's height, and the height, if the base is 12 inches, okay, so they said the base is 12. Okay, they have given us the base. Okay, this is 12 inches. Don't mind the long end. If the base is 12 inches, what is the area? So in the beginning, what did they say? They said the base is 2 times the height. So if the base is 12, what's going to be the height? If the base is 2 times the height. So it's going to be 6 because 2 multiplied 6 is 12. So they said 2 times the height with the base is 2 times the height. So this is going to be the height. So now all what you're going to do is you have to be solving this question. So I just drew that to show how do you find the height, that's all. Okay, so here we have area is equal to BH. So we had from the picture before, you found out that the base is 12, right? And the height was 6, correct? The half of that. So the area is equal to 72, and the question is in inches, the unit is in inches. So your final answer, that's the area, is going to be in square inches. Fine. So that was question number 16 for you. I'll give you 2 minutes. Write the answer for question, find the answer for question number 18. It's a think smarter question, of course, right? So you have to be careful when you're solving it. 2 minutes is too much, so I'll give you a minute. Okay, are you done? Fine. Why is it a think smarter question? Because they have given you 3 measurements here. They have given you the height as well as the base, and they have given you the side length also. But to find the area of a parallelogram, we do not need the side length. We only need the height and the base. So you have to be smart enough to remove this part. We don't need this side length. Okay, so the area is going to be B multiplied by H, which is going to be the base, which is 12 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 5. So what's the area going to be? It's going to be 5 12s are 60 square inches. So that was your lesson for today. All what you'll be doing is you'll be completing the remaining part of the homework. That's question number 3, 6, and 7, 8, and the next page, question number 1 and 2. Do not leave out any question saying that it's difficult or that it is the fractions are there, it's confusing, because you have you have Friday, Saturday to finish the homework. And so do question number 3 and 6, 7, 8, and the next page, question number 1 and 2. So until we meet again in next week's video, stay safe and do take care of yourself.